Hello, thank you for joining me, Wendy Fagoni, Somatic Ecotherapy. This is my office. This is my beautiful forest office. This is where I come pretty much every day. I've got a hammock up the hill that I sit in and I practice forest bathing. So you might ask, what is forest bathing? So in the 1980s, when people in Japan were literally committing suicide from overworking, there's actually a term for this in Japanese called karyoshi. Doctors were very interested, what can we do to help people with stress? And they started studying what is the human being, what is the effect of nature on the human being? So they had fMRIs, they took stress hormone tests with saliva, blood pressure, all your vitals pretty much. And then they had people walk through the forest with other healthcare providers to practice yoga, meditation, mindfulness. Then they took the tests again and they found that nature brings us into homeostasis. Surprise, surprise. We all know we feel better when we're out in nature. But now we have the hard science, which you can find on my site under services, forest bathing, a link to some of the benefits. So over here in the States, Amos Clifford was the one to bring the practice, to popularize the forest bathing practice. So I was trained through the Association for Nature and Forest Therapy. Highly recommend the program if you really want to reconnect with yourself and learn a ton. So the way we do forest bathing over here is different than Japan. So it's more of a reconnection with yourself. It's heart-centered, reconnection with other people, and reconnection with nature, and finding a place where we experiencing the fact that we are nature. We're not separate from nature, but we start to feel that way. And this reconnection with nature, I think, drives conservation. Big deal. So some of the health benefits I want to highlight about forest bathing would be lowers blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, it lowers it. If you have low blood pressure, it raises it. These phytoncides, this phytochemical that the trees let off, and they do this because if a fungus attacks the tree, they put off this basic aromatherapy. They're called phytoncides. And when human beings breathe in the phytoncides, we get this huge immune response that lasts for weeks. So imagine if you were out in the forest more often, what that would do for your immune system. And I don't think there ever could be a better time to really work on your immune system, right? Proactively, preventatively, really makes a difference. And it balances your nervous system, grounds you, right? Because you're literally on the earth. So forest bathing over here, we go through what's called a standard sequence. The standard sequence is designed to bring you in a state of liminality. So we're going to come out of here. Did you know we think approximately 65,000 thoughts a day? And most of them are the same thoughts, not a lot of new thoughts, and most of them have a negative bias. So have you ever had the experience where you've got a problem and you go take a shower, you go for a walk, and you let go of the problem, and all of a sudden, bam, there's the solution. That's what liminality can do. It can give you solutions to things you can't think down with just the thinking brain. It's kind of our inner knowing or inner intuition. But that's where you get rapid fire. You can get rapid fire creative insight. So the forest is sentient. Not a sentience like our sentience, but nonetheless, the forest has an uncanny ability to know what each person needs. Which brings me to healing really doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in community. And because we're overworking, we're really separated from ourselves, other people, and the natural world. So healing happens out in nature. So I would love to be your guide. The forest therapy walks are a little bit different with me. I'm a myofascial therapist, so I'm going to put in breath work. We're going to do a little mobility work. I'm actually going to get your heart rate up because this discharges stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, so your brain can settle down. So we go through this standard sequence to bring us into a liminal state where we're coming out of the brain into the body, reconnecting with ourselves. And at the end, we do a lovely little tea ceremony to kind of bring you back up out of liminality. So please visit my website. You can reach out to me at wendyfagoni.com And I would love to guide you. I love doing 3-day retreats out in beautiful places to see how relaxed and reconnected I can help you get. And then hopefully on my website in the store, you'll see Amos Clifford's book. And it would be my wish, my gift to you, where you could develop your own forest bathing practice, which you can actually do a lot of ways. It's best, I think, to be out in nature, but you can have a virtual practice. I've made some videos for virtual forest bathing that I share with healthcare providers, for example, or you could have a plant on your desk where you're just engaging your senses. So please reach out to me. I would love to support you and your family, friends, team, whoever it is. Thank you for joining me.